How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Lockdown Volvo build series. Now, so far we've managed to build the rear axle, we've managed to build the chassis, and today we're gonna mount the rear axle onto the chassis. Hopefully get some more suspension built up, and then we can move our attentions over to the front then. I just want to say a massive thank you, huge thank you to everyone giving me all the tips and tricks. It's just been amazing, just reading through all the comments. I'm still trying to get back to a lot of you. I've also received a lot of Facebook. People have been sending me the pictures of their trucks and all sorts. It's just amazing. And the whole response from my trucking community and all you guys out there for this build. You know, I didn't know how it was going to get on with you guys, and you've all taken to it. So hopefully, you know, once we get back out on the road, we get doing some more trucking. Might sort of make some more of these. Might even do some RC ones. Who knows? That'd be nice when I get some radio controlled trucks on the go. So yeah, I'm really enjoying building it. So let's crack on and do a bit more. Right, first things first is to get this axle mounted on this chassis. Axle, chassis, chassis, axle. So I think what I'm going to do is offer it up first just to make sure it fits. And the airbags just sit in those little recesses there in the chassis. So if I pop them in there, family are outside the window. And that one's slotted in, and that one's slotted in. So there we go. We know that that is a fit. They're all in, all secure. So I think all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a clamp on this just to make sure that it's sat nice and tight in there. I'm going to pop some glue on it, and yeah, we should be good to go. Right, just going to get some glue on it now. Let's touch some glue on these mounting surfaces, just where it's making contact. I need to swap hands. Alright, now hopefully that will set into place, and then when I take these off, take the clamp off, it'll be all good. Alright, so I'm going to put that somewhere safe. I think what I'll do is I'll use the other clamp just to keep it so that it's keep it level. So if I put it like that, stick that clamp on there, I can just leave that like that then. So I'm just going to pop that over there out the way. Now we can move on to our next part, which is on here. It's going to be cutting out these sections and cleaning them up. Well, we've mounted it. It was pretty straightforward, but I did struggle. I've done my first bit of fiddly painting didn't really go to plan. I had to fit this tank, and I've painted all the brackets up and everything, and I had to put the straps. I'm not completely happy with it, but it's okay. It will do. These two brackets in this tank has literally taken me like 2 hours to do. You can see them there. Literally, I painted the tank in the gunmetal, and then I painted the silver, and then the silver go over a little bit, so I had to touch in with the gunmetal, and then went over the gunmetal and had to touch in with the silver again. It was what I should have done was I should have taped around it, and it would have been so much simpler. But we live and learn. This is a learning job, it's a learning experience, so it's all good. Anyway, we got some suspension parts to do next, so I'm going to clip them off, get them tidied up. Right, that's me done with that bit. It's getting dark, it's getting a bit late. I finished up the back for suspension bits. We just painted up and fitted another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 7 bits. So it's not too bad for tonight. I'm really happy with how it's looking, considering we're going at, you know, a little pace as well. I'm quite happy. But I'm going to be back in here again tomorrow morning, where we will start the front. We'll do some of the front sections and get the suspension, airbags on, that sort of thing. And then I think it'll be on for the next step then. But there we go. If you can see, it's much more detailed than I thought it was going to be. Let me get some light on the situation. There we go. So yeah, that's much more detailed than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty snazzy actually. Come on, focus on it. I don't think it lights the light very much. But yeah, really happy with how it's turning out. Right. On to tomorrow. Right then guys, we've got loads of bits painted now. I've got a couple of bits over here that I still need to start painting, but all this is all painted up. I just need to do some detailing when I find my detailing brush. And then once we've got the detailing done, we can put all this on the chassis, which will hopefully make a big difference. So yeah, there's from looking on the internet, there is a band, a silver band that goes around here. It's very fiddly.
You've got to have very steady hands, which I've got terribly steady hands. Well, I should say I've got terribly unsteady hands. Oh. And this is where I get very frustrated. There we go, silver band done. And I also, there's a couple of bolts just on the top that I want to highlight. There's one there. Just a tiny touch of silver on it, just to break up the colour on there. So there we go. That one is complete as far as I'm concerned. And we've just got another one to do here. Get the band on it again. It's alright, there's quite a nice groove there. So once the brush is in it, it's okay. But it's just getting the brush in there without touching the sides that I struggle with. Okay, there we go, I'm happy with that. Just got to highlight them bolts again. Tiny, tiny details that will make all the difference on the end. On the end? In the end. So I've done some detailing on this one. You'll see that I highlighted the threads on the end, and also in between where it would be chrome because of the bolt that goes, the pin that goes through the bottom of the shock absorber. And I also painted the shock a different colour as well, and you can see it there. So yeah, they're looking quite good there. I'm happy with them. They've come out quite well. But I don't highlight all the bolts because otherwise it would just look silly, because obviously some of the bolts are painted over. But yeah, I do some of them. I think it would be silly just not to have any of the, because even if they're painted beforehand, if they're taken off and put them back on again, then they would have the thread showing. So a little bit of silver detail here and there doesn't hurt at all. Like I said, I won't do every single one, but just some slight touches. There we go, so that's one brake disc done. Shut up, phone. That's the, I have no doubt who was that? That was, yeah, that was Trucker J. Trucker J messaging on WhatsApp. So if you don't follow the other road legends, make sure you go and visit their channel. We all do trucking content. Although, if you're here for the models, then you probably won't be much interested in theirs. But go and check them out and see if you are. You've got myself, Trucker J in the UK. You've also got Scott Andrews. And Mr. Luke Cuss himself. Luke C in a HGV. Just want to paint these knuckles up. They're not knuckles, what do you call them? They are, so I've been distracted, yeah. Scott Andrews and Trucker Jenko. Make sure to go and have a look at their channels and give them a follow if you don't already. They do very good trucking YouTube content. And if you follow me and you're not aware of them, then and you're into your trucking truck vlogs that I'm not able to do at the moment, then they could see you through. Yeah, but this isn't it's a steering joint, isn't it? I can't remember. Are they called joints? Track rod end. It's a track rod end, isn't it? It looks like a track rod end anyway. One thing that I find happens is I get very complacent and I'm like, oh, this is very easy, I'm getting good at this now, and then my brush will slip and then it will go Pete-tong. Then I'll end up having to paint the black that I've already done previously, and yeah. That's when I get annoyed and threaten to throw the whole thing in the bin. I have to put it down and come back to it an hour later. There we go. I did notice a black part on that brake disc actually that I need to paint. That's the thing with painting blacks, is when you're painting like a gloss black onto black plastic, or even matte black onto black plastic, you can't see where you have and haven't painted. Right, let's just pop that there. Where was it? Was it this one? It was on the top somewhere. No, it must have been the other one. No, I can't even. Oh yeah, I can see it now. Oh, stop dropping it. Yeah, there's a slight slither of grey across there which I've missed, which I want to redo. Is there anything else I need to detail? I think that's okay as it is. It's had 2 coats. They've been detailed. They're detailed now. They're detailed. Don't need any detail on them bits. So what I want to do now is do that little bit of black on that caliper before I forget. And then I just want to paint these 2 bits up, and then we're ready to assemble.
I hope you enjoyed the beauty shots. But yeah, this is as we stand at the moment. We managed to get the rear axle mounted in the chassis, got all the front suspension, front airbags, all that mounted on there, along with the brakes and the hub assemblies. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with how it's looking. I'm really happy. Like I say, it's probably not up to standards of the pros, but I'm super happy with how it's turning out. I'm not so happy that it's a bit wobbly. I have to try and figure out why that is. At one point I mounted the front axle around the wrong way, so I had to pull it off again, scrape all the glue off and reattach it, but there was no harm done. So the wheels pivot and everything. It's still a bit soft, so I still don't want to mess with it. The glue's still curing a little bit. But I also have some good news. Today is Thursday, and I received a call today saying that I'm required back at work tomorrow. So I'm going to be back at work on Friday, which does mean we will have some more truck vlogs coming back. Yay, I hear you all say. But don't worry about this. This will still continue. Luckily, I've still got plenty of times in the afternoons that I can continue this. So it won't be daily vlogs, but I will try and get them out as soon as I can for you. So yeah, back trucking tomorrow. So what's next? Next, we've got to be working on the engine. So next episode, we're going to be painting the engine and start detailing that. So don't miss that. Don't forget, anything that you want, any of this stuff will be available in my Amazon shop. The link will be in the description. I've got a lot of people asking about paints. I managed to find a link to the instructions to the Volvo. The make of these paints are very difficult to come by in the UK. So I used a conversion chart. I'll put a link to that in the description, and a link to where I found the instructions for this so that you can find the paint codes, match them up. The paints that I'm using aren't exact. That's why I didn't want to list them all in the description, but they're very close. So I'll put that all in the description so you can find that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for plenty more of these, and I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers!